If you've ever been in a situation where you didn't know what to do next, then you must have had an existential crisis. These crises make us feel that our lives are not going anywhere and that we don't have any purpose. And sometimes it can be really hard to deal with these feelings. Luckily, there are many movies that can help you deal with these situations and understand your life better. So if you're having an existential crisis and want to watch a movie that'll help you get it off your mind, at least for a little while, check out this list of top 10 most mentally stimulating movies that only smart people can understand. Before we get into this countdown, let's test your knowledge with an easy trivia question. Which of these mental stimulating movies have gotten scientists so interested that they actually started to try create it in real life? A. Memento. B. The Prestige. C. Inception. Hang in there for the answer to this movie trivia, and feel free to put your answer in the comments. Also, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell. And here we go. Number 10. The Prestige, 2006. Christopher Nolan is a master at creating mind-bending movies that get the audience thinking about the movie long after it's over. The Prestige is no exception. It tells the story of two magicians, Robert Englund and Alfred Borden, who go to any length to outdo each other. The movie has so many twists and turns that you think that you're watching an illusionist act. The Prestige is a movie that makes you think about what is real and what's not, and it'll have you thinking about it long after the credits roll. The best part about Prestige is the fact that it has great actors in it. Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Michael Caine, and Scarlett Johansson are all incredible. The Prestige is definitely not a movie for people who are not into thinking. But if you like thinking about movies long after they're over, then this one's for you. Number 9. Memento, 2000. While Christopher Nolan's The Prestige messes with your head by making you wonder what is real and what isn't real, the movie Memento messes with your head by making you wonder what exactly happened in the first place. The film is essentially about a man who has extreme memory loss, but can only remember if he writes things down. So he uses Polaroid pictures to remind him of everything that happened to him recently. He also uses tattoos on his body to remind him of other things he needs to do or remember. Despite having no memory of his past, he sets out to find his wife's killer and punishes him. The movie is very confusing at first, but once you start piecing it together, you'll find it to be an amazing watch. Another great thing about Memento is the acting. Guy Pearce is exceptional in it, and the movie also has a cast of other great actors such as Carrie-Anne Moss, Joe Pantoliano, and Mark Boone Jr. While this movie may not be the best for those who are new to movies that mess with your head, if you like thinking about movies long after they're over, then this one is for you. Number 8. Inception, 2010. Here's another movie from Christopher Nolan that messes with your mind by making you wonder what's real and what isn't. The film follows Dom Cobb, Leonardo DiCaprio, a thief who uses his ability to enter people's dreams and steal information about their minds in order to earn a living. But he's not happy with doing this until he's caught by Sato, played by Ken Wadabe, and offered a job that could change his life forever. A job that involves entering someone's dream while they're sleeping and planting an idea into their mind so that when they wake up, they do exactly what Cobb wants them to do. Cobb agrees to do the job, but he soon learns that things are not exactly what they seem. So if you like movies that will keep your mind busy long after the movie's over and don't mind thinking about them for days, then this one's for you. Number 7. Primer, 2004. What if the next time you went to the bathroom, there was one extra line of hair gel in the tub? This may not be much of an issue until you realize there are many things like this happening all around you. But what if there were people who could manipulate time and space? And what if they figured out how to use these powers to make money? Primer is a movie that will mess with your head because it shows you how smart people can use their intelligence to create a time machine. The best part about Primer is the fact that it has very intelligent people in it. You pretty much have Ben Affleck, who is not exactly known for being smart, in the main role. The other actors in the film are also very smart and thoughtful. Primer isn't for everyone, but if you like thinking about movies long after they're over and don't mind getting lost in the plot, then this one's for you. Number 6. Ex Machina, 2015. Have you ever been talking to someone on IM or texting them, then you suddenly realize that they're no longer responding? This is similar to what happens in Ex Machina when an engineer named Caleb, played by Domhnall Gleeson, goes to spend time with his boss, Nathan Oscar Isaac, at his remote estate. During his stay there, he discovers that Nathan has created an artificial intelligence robot named Ava, played by Alicia Vikander, and Caleb soon realizes that this is not regular technology. Ex Machina is a very smart movie that will mess with your head because it explores the question of what it means to be human. The movie has great actors in it such as Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, and Alicia Vikander. It also has a great soundtrack and awesome cinematography, so if you like smart movies that make you think long after they're over, then this one's for you. Number 5. The Cell, 2000. Have you ever gone to movies with a friend and while watching the movie, you start discussing it, and then while discussing it, you start having an argument? You may not realize it at first, but these discussions are actually happening inside your friend's mind because the movie has taken over their brain. The Cell is about a serial killer who speaks to his victims through their dreams before killing them. Detective Catherine Deanne, Jennifer Lopez, gets inside his head by going into his dreams herself while he's awake on death row so he can try to figure out what he's going to do next. The Cell is a movie that will mess with your mind because it'll make you question whether or not you're in someone else's dream. The best part about this film is the acting. J-Lo is awesome in it, and it also has great performances from Vincent D'Onofrio, Vince Vaughn, and Chris Evans. If you like smart movies that leave you thinking long after they're over, then this one's for you. Number 4. The Butterfly Effect, 2004. The Butterfly Effect is a 2004 science fiction movie starring Ashton Kutcher. This film tells the story of Evan Treborn, a man with the ability to travel back in time. It starts with him remembering being abused by his mother when he was young and then keeps going from there. The movie has many twists and turns, which makes it even more interesting to watch. It starts out as a story about Evan trying to figure out his past, but then it becomes a story about him changing the future and trying to prevent a death. At first, only Evan knows about his ability to go back in time, but soon after he starts using it for himself, he ends up telling his childhood friend Sarah about it. The Butterfly Effect is an excellent movie that you don't want to miss if you're into science fiction movies. It has everything a movie needs: drama, romance, action, and great characters that are easy to relate to. It's also full of plot holes that keep you guessing until the very end. Number 3. Triangle, 2009. Triangle is a 2009 science fiction movie that is centered around the Bermuda Triangle. The plot of this movie is about a group of people who find themselves trapped in the Bermuda Triangle and must figure out how to get out of it before they're killed by one of the other survivors. The cast of this movie includes 2 famous actors from Lost, Dominic Monaghan and Kevin Durant. The movie also has the recognizable actor from The Man in the High Castle, Luke Clenting. The film has some pretty cutscene effects, which makes it really interesting to watch. However, there's not much more to say about this film other than it being a classic thriller with elements from horror and sci-fi movies as well. Number 2. Inception, 2010. This 2010 science fiction movie is one of Christopher Nolan's masterpieces. It tells the story of Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who is a thief. Cobb and his team are hired to steal an idea from a man's mind, but what they don't know is the man has layers of protection in his subconsciousness, which makes it almost impossible to steal the idea without being caught by the man himself. Inception is a great movie that will teach you a lot about dreaming and mental protection. If you haven't watched this movie yet, then you definitely should. Before we get into number 1, let's take a look back at the trivia question from earlier. Which one of these mentally stimulating movies has gotten scientists so interested that they actually start to try create it in real life? A. Memento, B. The Prestige, C. Inception. The answer is C. Christopher Nolan's 2000 hit movie Inception has excited many scientists because they think that it could be possible to record dreams and play them back in real life using something called a lucid dream. Some scientists have even started testing this theory, which is why this science fiction movie became reality in a way. Now let's get back to the countdown and find out which movie came in at number 1. Number 1. Predestination, 2014. Predestination is a 2014 science fiction movie that was based on a short story of the same name. This movie is about a man who travels back in time to stop a criminal from committing a crime. It's directed by the genius Spielberg brothers, Peter and Michael, and stars Ethan Hawke, Sarah Snook, and Noah Taylor. For many people, this movie may be too confusing to understand, but it's really worth watching if you're into sci-fi movies. The movie touches on the topic of time travel and even has some twists that make it even better than it already is. This movie will definitely keep you on the edge of your seat until the very end and will leave you thinking about it for weeks to come. It's a great movie that everyone should watch at least once in their lifetime. That does it for the top 10 most mentally stimulating movies. We hope you liked it. Agree or disagree? Feel free to leave a comment below. Also, be sure to subscribe, comment, and like this clip. We put out videos several times a week, so ring that bell and get notified when they come out. Thanks for watching.